Hello there! Welcome to another video tutorial in Cassiekoy Crochet. So this is Cynthia Oliva. Once again, I will be showing you another video tutorial. So this time, I'm gonna show you how I made this crop top which I named Kyra. But before we begin, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you'll be notified when I upload my next videos. And if you have questions and suggestions, just don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section, or you can send me a direct message on these social media accounts. To begin, grab your yarn, 3.0mm hook, scissors, tapestry needle, tape measure, stitch markers, and then start with a slip knot, and then make a foundation chain. Just make sure that the number of chains in your foundation will be divisible by 2. At this point, I'm working on the bust area, so it will be extended until the back, but make sure that you are not covering entirely your back because we will be making mesh stitches later, okay? Now, to begin row 1, we will be working on the back loops, okay? So just make sure that you are working on the back loops and place a single crochet on each of them, okay? So you will be working on this row by placing single crochets on the back loops of the chain. Now I'm almost done on the first row. So lastly, don't forget to place one single crochet on the very last chain, and then chain 1 to end this row, and then turn your work. Now you have to measure it for the second time just to make sure that you have the exact size or measurement. Okay, so for the first row of Suzette stitches, okay, you will be skipping one chain and proceed to the next, and then single crochet there, and on the same stitch you will place one double crochet. Okay, so again, in the very beginning you skip the first chain, proceed to the next, and then single crochet. Okay, so you have to skip this stitch and proceed to the next again by placing one single crochet and one double crochet. So the Suzette stitch is very easy, so you'll just have to skip one stitch, proceed to the next stitch, and make a single crochet and a double crochet there on the second. Okay, again, skip one stitch, proceed to the next, and place single crochet and a double crochet on the same stitch. Okay, and then just continue this until you reach the end of this row. At this point, we have 2 remaining stitches, so you will be skipping one chain and place one single crochet only on the very last stitch. Chain 1, and then on that same stitch, you will place one single crochet and one double crochet. So at this point, we are not skipping the very first chain from the hook, okay? And then after that, you will just repeat the same process as what you did on the previous row. So you will just skip one chain and then proceed to the next and place one single crochet and one double crochet on the same stitch. So you're going to repeat that across this row and do the Suzette stitches until you have 20 to 21 rows. So this particular top is for small to medium size. Now if you have bigger bust, then you can make more rows, okay? But if you have the same size as mine, then you can make 20 to 21, okay? So again, for the last stitch, skip one and then chain 1 only, turn your work, and then on the same stitch, place one single crochet and one double crochet, and then repeat the same process. So now I have 21 rows. The first thing I did was the foundation chain, followed by a row of single crochet, so that's considered as row 1. And then for row 2 to 21, I made the Suzette stitches. Okay, so at this point, you will be dividing your top, okay, into 2. And then at the center, you will place your stitch marker. Okay, and then you will be measuring the distance of your bust. Okay, so for me, I have 7 inches. So I divided the 7 inches into 2, so 3.5. From the center, measure 3.5 going to left, and then do the same thing on the right. Okay, so now we will work on the waistline. So just align your stitch markers on left and right, and then there we are going to make decreases. Just do exactly as what you did on the previous row until you reach the stitch marker. By the way guys, place your stitch marker on the double crochets, not on the single crochets. Okay, again, place your stitch markers on the double crochets and not on the single crochets. Okay, so I have here 4 stitches before the stitch marker. Okay, so that means I have 2 sets of a single crochet and a double crochet. So now I will be decreasing before and after the stitch marker. Skip 1 and insert your hook on the next. Skip 1 again and insert your hook and pull through 3. Okay, again. So skip 1 and then insert your hook on the next. Skip 1 and insert your hook on the next. Okay, 1 and then 1. So pull through 3. And then on that same stitch, you will place a double crochet. Okay, so now we are on the stitch marker. So beside that, you will skip the stitch marker. On top of the single crochet, you will place a single crochet and a double crochet, and then another decrease. Okay, so skip 1, insert your hook on the next, skip 1 and insert your hook on the next. Okay, so insert your hook, skip 1 and insert your hook, pull through 3, and then double crochet on the next. And then right after that, you do the Suzette stitches the normal way until before you reach the stitch marker again. And because I will be decreasing again for the next row, I will place the stitch marker here on that same place so that I will know when to decrease again. Now I have 4 stitches left before the stitch marker. So again, 2 sets of Suzette stitches. So just decrease by inserting your hook and then skip 1 and insert your hook again and pull through 3, and then on that same stitch place a double crochet. Okay, and then skip the stitch marker, and then beside it you will place a single crochet and a double crochet. Okay, that means we will only be decreasing before and after the stitch marker. Okay, so one more time, decrease again, insert your hook, skip 1, insert your hook, pull through 3 and make another double crochet here. Okay, and then repeat what we did on the previous row. Okay, so I will not be showing you the next row. So for the next row, I will be decreasing one more time. So I have here 2 rows of decreases. Now, if it isn't enough for you, then you can make 3 to 4 rows of decreases. Okay, at this point, I'm done on the decreases. So this is how it looks like. And then after this, you can simply make your Suzette stitches the normal way. There will be no more decreases, so this is how it's going to look like. Now for the bottom part of our crop top, just insert your hook again and make 5 chains. And then just turn your work. Now the 3 of the 5 chains we did will be considered as 1 double crochet. Okay, so you will skip 2 chains from the hook. And then on the 3rd, you will place a double crochet there. And then make 2 chains, skip 2 again, double crochet on the next, skip 2 again, and then just repeat the same process until you reach the end of this row. Okay, I have now 3 stitches left, so I will skip 2 stitches and then proceed on the third or on the last, and then make a double crochet there. For the second row, just make another 5 chains. Okay, and then turn your work and single crochet on the chain space. And then right after that, make another 5 chains, single crochet again on the chain space, and then repeat the same process across this row. Okay, so here it is. This is how it looks like. Now I'm on the last chain space, so just single crochet there, and then 1, 2, and then make a double crochet on the third chain here. Okay, a double crochet there. Now for the third row, just make 3 chains and then turn your work and then here on the first chain that we did, okay, we have 2 chains there. On the very first chain, you place 3 double crochets. Okay, so remember we chained 2. Okay, so the very first chain there, just place 3 double crochets. So this is the second, and then we'll place the third one. Okay, so the 3 chains that we did in the beginning of this row will be considered as 1 double crochet. Okay, and then on the next chain space will be a single crochet. Okay, and then make 5 chains again, 3, 4, and 5, and then on the next chain space place a single crochet. Okay, and then on the next will be 7 double crochets on the chain space. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and then you will just single crochet on the next chain space and then make another 5 chains, single crochet on the next chain space, and then make 7 double crochets on the chain space. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just repeat the same procedure until you reach the end of this row. And then for the very last stitch, just place 3 double crochets on the chain space. So here's the second and the third, and then you will place a double crochet on the third chain. Okay, so you count them. On the third chain, just place 1 double crochet there, and that's it. For the next row, place 4 chains. The first 3 chains will be considered as 1 double crochet, and then the last one will be for the chain space. And then turn your work, and on the next stitch, place a double crochet. So here is our first double crochet. You just place another double crochet on top of that, and then chain 1, double crochet on the next, chain 2, and then we will skip the last double crochet. Okay, and then on the chain space, place a single crochet there, and then 2 chains again, and then here we have 7 double crochets. So the first double crochet, we're going to skip there, proceed to the second double crochet and place a double crochet on top of that. Okay, so again we skip the first double crochet and then chain 1 there, go to the next double crochet and put another double crochet, chain 1, place another double crochet. So basically we're just skipping the first and the last double crochet on these 7 double crochets. Okay, and then we are going to place a double crochet on top of the 5 double crochets in the middle. Okay, here's the 5th double crochet, and then again skip the very last or the 7th double crochet. So we're going to skip that. Make sure that you have 5 double crochets there in this row, and don't forget to chain 1 every after double crochet. Okay, so right now we will be chaining 2 and then single crochet on the chain space, and then just repeat what you did, 2 chains again, and skip the first double crochet. On the next will be a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet again, chain 1. Repeat this for 5 times. And then don't forget to chain 2 before you proceed to the chain space. There you will single crochet and chain 2 again, and then just repeat the same thing as what you did until you reach the end. Now we're here on the last double crochets. If you skip the first double crochet and place a double crochet there, chain 1, double crochet on the next, chain 1, and then double crochet again on top of the 3 chains. Now for the 5th row, just chain 1, turn your work, place a single crochet on the very same stitch, and then on the chain space, remember we have chain 1. Okay, there you're going to place 2 single crochets, and then you will skip the double crochet. On the chain space, place 2 single crochets as well. Okay, so now we are placing 2 single crochets on the chain spaces, but we will be making another stitch on this row. So here we have 2 chains, so place another 2 single crochets. Now on the next 2 chain space, place another 2 single crochet. Okay, skip the first double crochet on the next. So in the chain space, place 2 single crochets as well. Now for the last row, just place 8 chains. So I have 3 now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then turn your work. And then here on the second to the last double crochet, you are going to place a single crochet there, chain 1, and turn your work. Place 5 single crochets on the chain space, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we will place a picot stitch, 1, 2, 3, and here on the single crochet there you will slip stitch, and then another 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we are going to repeat the same thing as what we did. So we will place 2 single crochets on the chain spaces. Here will be 2 single crochets. So we're just basically placing 2 single crochets on each of the chain spaces. Now we're here on the 2 chain space, and then another 2 chain space, and the next is the first chain space. So place 2 single crochets there, and then make 8 chains. Turn your work, and then from the first semicircle you count 3, and then on the 4th will be a single crochet. Okay, so as you can see, we have 3 chains here. On the 4th will be a single crochet, and then chain 1, and then place another 5 single crochets in the chain space. And then a picot stitch by placing 3 chains. Insert your hook here and make a slip stitch, and then place another 4 single crochets here. So basically we have 9 single crochets in the semicircle. So the 5th one is where we're going to place our picot stitch, and then just repeat what you did until we reach the end of this row. Okay, for the last time, I'll be showing you. So we're on the first 1 chain space, and then make 8 chains, and then skip 3 chains from the first or from the previous semicircle, and then on the 4th you make a single crochet, and then another 5 single crochets in the chain space, and then make a picot stitch by placing 3 chains. Insert your hook on the single crochet there below, and then 4 single crochets again. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And for the remaining chain spaces, just place 2 single crochets. And then don't forget to place a single crochet on top of the 3 chains. Okay, so on the 3rd chain, place a single crochet there to end the row, and then chain 1. Okay, you don't need to cut your yarn because we're going to work on the side. So this is how it looks like right now. So we will be extending our stitches on the back. So I have made already the other part. Now let me show you how to do that. So just grab your yarn, make a slip knot, and then insert your hook there. And then here on the single crochet, you insert your hook there and slip stitch. And then chain 1. And place 2 single crochets on the double crochet stitches. Okay, so here we have 2, and then on the next will be another 2 single crochets, another 2 on the next, 2 here, and on the Suzette stitches just place 1 single crochet on each of the row. Okay, so if you have 50 rows in total, then you place 50 single crochets. Okay, so we're at the end. Continue placing 1 single crochet. And then don't forget to chain 1. On that same stitch, you place a double crochet, and then right after that we will be decreasing. So 1 double crochet, and then on the next 2 stitches we will place a double crochet together, or 2 double crochets together. So from here you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through 2, and then the 3 of them. Okay, so that is our decrease, and then on the next will be another double crochet, and then just place 1 double crochet on each of the stitches across this row, and then when you have 3 stitches left, we'll have another decrease. Okay, so now I have 3 stitches left, so I will decrease here by placing 2 double crochets together. Okay, so pull through 2 and the 3 of them. Okay, and on the very last will be a normal double crochet. Then chain 1 for the next row, turn your work, and on that same stitch again you place a double crochet, and then on the next will be 2 double crochets together. Since we have made a double crochet together, that means we only have 2 stitches now. So here I have 2 double crochets for my mesh stitch. This is the bottom part, and for the upper part I have made 3 double crochets. Okay, you just continue by placing 2 chains and then skip 2 stitches. On the next will be a double crochet, and then another double crochet on the next stitch, 2 chains again, you skip 2 chains or 2 stitches, and double crochet again for 2 stitches. Okay, 1 and 2, and then you just repeat the same process, but don't forget that we will be decreasing before we end this row. Now I have 6 stitches left, so after chaining 2 you skip 2 stitches, and then on the next will be a double crochet, and then for the next 2 stitches we will be making 2 double crochets together. Okay, so 1 and 2, and then pull through all of them. And for the very last stitch, don't forget that we will be placing 1 double crochet there, and then to begin the next row, just chain 1, turn your work, double crochet there. At this point we are no longer decreasing, so you must have 3 double crochets here on the first part. Okay, 2 chains, double crochet on top of the double crochets from the previous row, 2 chains again, and then double crochet. So just repeat this and follow the stitches on the previous row. Now I've made 5 rows of mesh stitches. So if your back is wider, then you can extend to 6 or 7 rows. At this point, I'm placing single crochets for the edging. So just place a single crochet on each of the stitches, and then for the chain spaces, place 2 single crochets. Okay, and then chain 1, and you can cut your yarn. At this point, we're going to emphasize the bust area. So here from the stitch marker, you just fold it and follow the video. After this, we'll work on the straps, but make sure that everything is aligned, so the left and right side of this top should be equal. Okay, and then I'll adjust the stitch markers so you can fit this to make sure that you have placed the straps accordingly. Now I inserted my hook here and placed 2 chains, double crochet on that same stitch, and then 2 chains again, double crochet on the space, 2 chains, and then double crochet. So repeat this as long as it fits you. So for this particular top, I've done this for 25 times. Now when you reach your desired size or length, we will be connecting it on the back part. Here on the single crochet, remember before we made the double crochet stitches, we have a single crochet here. You just insert your hook there. You place single crochets for the next 3 stitches. Okay, so we're done with the first one. Here's the second, the third, and then chain 1. Turn your work. Then on the next chain space, place 2 double crochets there. 1 and 2. Okay, 2 chains, and then skip this. On the next chain space will be 2 double crochets. Okay, 2 chains, skip 1 chain space. On the next will be a double crochet or 2 double crochets. Again, repeat this until you reach the end. And now I'm almost done. Okay, so I will be skipping 1 chain space, and then on the next will be 2 double crochets. Okay, so I have 1 chain space left, so I will just chain 2. Then on this part I will skip 1 stitch, and on the second will be a single crochet. Insert the hook on the next stitch and make a slip stitch. Chain 1, turn your work, and then place 2 single crochets on the chain spaces, and then 1 double crochet on top of the double crochets, and then another 2 on the chain spaces, 1 single crochet on top of a double crochet, and repeat this across. And then I'll meet you when I'm done here. And we're almost done. So here you can place a single crochet or you can just slip stitch and chain 1, but don't forget to slip stitch again on the top itself. Okay, so here will be a slip stitch and then a chain 1. So after this, you can cut your yarn and proceed to the next strap. In doing the other strap, you have to flip your work and you start working there your 2 chains and double crochet stitches. When you're done there, you can then proceed to the ribbon lace for the back part. Okay, just grab the 2 ends of your yarn and make chains as long as you want. So this is going to be the last part of our crop top. When you're done with this, you can then add a tassel if you want. Otherwise, you're done, and this is our Kyra top. Thank you for watching, guys, and if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll be updated on my next videos. Again, thank you!